Uh, on that sort of note, actually, we'll talk for this week's topic. We are going to be talking about December solicitations for both Marvel and DC. Basically, the comics we're going to be reading over the Christmas period.
Yay, Christmas!
Yes.
Can we talk about how it's too early for Christmas chocolate in shops?
It's not too early for Christmas chocolate in shops.
No, the
It's not
episode is running
Halloween.
long already without you talking about Christmas chocolate for the next
It's
10
not
minutes.
It's not.
Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care about Halloween. It's fine for Christmas.
Halloween is
I've got
great.
my
I'm
advent
actually going
calendar
to write an
ready.
episode of Shield on Halloween. It's gonna be great. They're gonna hype the crap out of it.
Stuart, take control.
Stu's just like,
I'm giving up.
Stuart,
I'm
stop
really,
the children.
I'm
from
really
being naughty.
tired, Alex.
right, let's do it.
Okay.
Solicitations,
Okay.
Christmas time.
Right.
Bang.
Alex, what
Go to Rad.
book are you most interested in, having read December's solicits?
Originally, it was going to be Hulk, but I want to see Kate Bishop.
Oh, you little git!
Oh, he stole Stu's.
I
Oh
was going to
shit.
save
Right,
that.
right.
I was going to save that one till the end, but you can talk about it now if you want.
I just
Do it.
like Kate Bishop. I
Oh,
think
we all like Kate Bishop.
she's quite interesting. She's like obviously a Hawkeye, but falls down the stairs. She's human.
Yeah.
She's very human, which is refreshing.
Yeah.
Every so often, just to read about somebody quite vanilla who can do something really good, and that's what I like. I think she's just cool, and she doesn't care about the fact that Clint. I mean, I hope there's a fallout from Clint as well in her story somewhere, because last he was seen walking off into the sunset, wasn't he? At the moment,
Yeah, I mean, sure there'll be mentions. You can't really have a Hawkeye book without some sort of nod to what Clint's doing. The odd
Yeah.
guest appearance or whatever. They have, those two have the best banter and like
Mhm.
the most really interesting relationship, and I just love her character. I just love the way she talks.
she's just like, I don't care if you say you're Hawkeye. I'm Hawkeye,
Yeah.
so that's it. Just accept it, and it's over and done with.
She, if you
Yeah.
if you know her origin from Young Avengers, she's like from a rich kind of, she's a socialite type family. She's used to the finer things, but she kind of just fucking gives up on that and does a course correction and like realizes who she really is and becomes Hawkeye, and she's fucking excellent. The reason I was going to save this till last though was to plug our next topic of Hawkeye.
All right, so
Yeah.
ignore what I said there, and I'm going to say IVX and just list Suicide Squad, mainly because I love the Terrigen Mist Cloud. That is
That-
really
I love
interesting.
that inanimate cloud that floats around the atmosphere.
I'll tell you what, it's a good character. Isn't it? It inspires more fear than Doom ever did.
Yeah.
You got people
Oh,
I
running
don't know
for
about
days.
that. Like Doom did
And-
remake the world in his own image.
Well, that's not scary. That's just like a guy who's good with Lego. Um, really good with Lego or Minecraft maybe. But yeah, the Mist Cloud's quite interesting for what it's going to do to the mutants, and it is always going to come to a head. Again, it's a bit like Civil War 2. I don't know why they're going to end up fighting. They are, because it's a comic, and they're going to end up scrapping. But it's all going to end very happily, and they're all going to be smiling by the end of it. And Rogue and Gambit will come out with some smart lines,
Well,
and Medusa will
Gambit
be
will dab
sassy.
it, like,
for background, like this cloud, it's kind of a roaming cloud that wanders the planet and transforms people into Inhumans as it goes. Thank you, Scott. This is very helpful. And it fucking murders mutants basically. So
McMurders.
no, I think there's a bit of a.
McMurder, what?
I'll blame it on Skype. So it has a bit of a bad effect on people who have already kind of got a bit of a mutation, and the sort of scuttlebutt is that within 2 weeks of the first issue happening, all the mutants will be dead because the cloud is going to just disperse it across the atmosphere. Exactly, Scott. Thank you. And
Just like that.
mutants be fucked. So they are having to take action to sort it out, which will probably involve punching Black Bolt in the face a few times.
Swinging off his antenna, maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Lockjaw will be there though, so it'll probably be really good.
Yeah.
Happen on the moon.
Everyone loves Lockjaw.
So, but it's that fucking thing we can't seem to escape. It's heroes punching heroes again. Even DC are doing it. Well, Suicide Squad aren't really heroes, are they?
No, and
Well,
I
I mean,
like that because I think that's just going to be Batman standing there looking really serious, and Harley just dancing around him.
Hey, Mr. B!
Yeah,
So who?
like that.
How are you doing?
It's Joshua Williamson, I think, writing
Yes,
that, and he's been doing good work.
but he is also really busy.
He's one of them. He takes on too much.
He's got loads of stuff on at the moment, so this could
I don't know.
bite. But I think it's it's headline acts, isn't it? But one thing I have noticed. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll let you guys do your top ones first. Go on.
Let's go to Scott. Come on, Scott.
man's probably the Fours. The Fours embracing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because we've already right. We keep talking about it. We've talked about it in the past 2 episodes, I think, of how good 4 is, and that the fact that they're a team up buddy thing. It's going to be well. Are they going to be buddies? Who knows? I really like 4.
Yeah, but, I mean you can't.
I
go
might
wrong.
have a 4 costume for a reason.
I mean, by that point, I think it's like issue 3 or so of Unworthy Thor.
What is it?
It's Coipel again, so it's
Unworthy 4 issue 2,
Oh,
Mighty
issue 2.
4 episode issue 14.
yeah. So you can't go wrong, Scott. You've probably just picked the 2 best books coming out because those fucking things are always amazing.
And it the fucking the idea of it's so cool as well.
Well, while on this subject, Scott, you have also identified a book that signals the return of Steve Epting to art chores at Marvel because, like you mentioned before, you don't really follow like the creators, but Steve Epting is one of my boys. He best known for his work on Captain America with Ed Brubaker, where he wrote the Winter Soldier arc and the Death of Captain America stuff. So he's a big Marvel artist from back in the day. He fucked off to do some independent work with the same writer, but he is back. And he did some Fantastic Four with Hickman, and he did New Avengers Volume 1 with Hickman.
The Future Foundation stuff.
Yeah,
No.
the first volume of Future Foundation, Steve Epting did.
Well, I like that. I like the Future Foundation stuff a lot.
So he's badass, and he is drawing Mighty Thor 14. So Dortmund obviously needs another rest, and I can see why. Integrating all of those sound effects into the art is very tiring. And so Steve is coming back. Maybe it's for an issue, maybe it's for 2 issues, maybe he's coming back forever. And my heart will soar.
Stu is like, swoon.
I love him so much. He'll always be drawing, so I'll get whatever he draws. But it's nice to see him back on a superhero book because he fucking rocks the house. So that's one. And I will say that I am most excited for Nova number 1 because Richard Rider, the original Nova, has been missing since a book called The Thanos Imperative, which came out in I want to say 2009.
But I thought Sam found his father. Or is that a different one?
He's not his dad. He's just some dude.
Oh, his dad.
Oh.
It looks a bit.
Oops.
2010. Sorry, I was.
I didn't get that far.
But 6 years is a long old while to be on ice, and it's about fucking time he came back. So anyway, I can't say 100% he's coming back, but the solicitation says classified something is classified returns, whatever it is. Who else is fucking dead in the Nova books? They're making a big deal out of it. They are redacting things and whatever. I'm pretty sure Richard Rider is coming back.
Hopefully.
He's a dude.
That'd be good.
It doesn't mean Sam's going anywhere.
I know. Well, he's got the one with Camilla Khan and stuff.
Exactly, and he's in the Champions book. He'll probably still be in this a lot. It's just it'd be a new dynamic. You'll have someone else to interact with, someone important.
Interesting.
So yeah, that's good shit. Who wants to talk about another book? Any others? Any takers? Anything else?
Not really, but I've noticed an interesting trend.
Oh, what's that trend then?
That the books seem to be following the films quite excessively. I
Yep.
thought it last month. I thought there's an awful lot of similarities here with the film TV schedules. And then this month, the fact that we've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 Guardians titles all starting up in the run-up to May.
Yeah.
And then you've got the fact that DC are running tons of Wonder Woman, Justice League, Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
It's
and
just 'cause they
Doctor
wanna
Strange is rocking
capitalise.
up with a Punisher. It's pure cap. But, I mean, do we like that? Do we like the fact
This
that
is
it's
probably
together?
it could probably be its own topic. This, but I think in the boardroom they call it synergy, and in the comic shops they just call it fucking annoying, because editorial should have its own. It should be making its decisions on what's best for story. Who's got the best pitch for a book? It shouldn't be Wonder Woman's coming out. We need 4 writers.
We need a new Wonder Woman
to
book.
write
Yeah.
more Wonder Woman books.
Another
and then they
origin
pull
story.
Shit out of their arse. What it should be is a writer thinks of a good Wonder Woman proposition and approaches and says, I want to write this book. And if it's good enough, they go, oh, yeah, all right then. And so it's a kind of annoying, frustrating reality that at the end of the day, the comic industry is not exactly thriving. They really want to capitalise on the interest of the general public, which is at its highest when movies come out. And so they throw these books out on the shelves without really putting the effort into them they deserve. And if anything, it probably drives a lot of readers away, because the numbers have never really reflected the fact that movie people become comic readers after watching a comic book film. It just doesn't seem to be happening. So why they still fucking continue to do it baffles me.
It seems, I mean, from the outside looking in, it looks like rather than releasing a new book, what you do is you go and put together a beginner's guide to, and you release that, 15 quid, stick it on Amazon, job's a good one. Beginner's guide to Guardians of the Galaxy, beginner's guide to the Suicide Squad, and you've got in there either, like, similar to the ones that Marvel have been releasing for all the old films and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the magazine style ones, something similar to that.
Yeah.
Alternatively, just like the collection of their best issues.
I mean, they do that
Which, again,
too.
Marvel have
They
done.
do, like...
The Shield one was real fun.
They've done like the Wolverine Adamantium collection.
Yeah.
They do these big oversized volumes. They sometimes drop
they're
an
like 100
omnibus
quid a pop.
or reprint an omnibus. Yeah, I mean, every now and then they bring out new trade paperbacks as well. They kind of do that, and that tends to be probably where a typical moviegoer will look. They won't go into a comic book shop and say to the man, "I need an issue of this." They'll probably look on Amazon and or Google search.
Yeah,
the
you
book,
find out the best stories and you
they'll
look
pick
them
the
up.
one
You
with a
walk
good
out-
review.
You need to pick up on the people walking at the cinema going, I want to know more about this, and they're on their phone going to get a burger or whatever, and they look on the phone, oh well, this is on Amazon. So what they need to be having is some sort of title which identifies these books
Yeah,
as beginner's guide to would probably do it
yeah.
as well. Something's
They used to do season 1. I think they called it at Marvel, and
yeah,
and Earth 1 over at DC that are like, these are the
it's
basics.
nonsense.
Yeah.
It's absolute nonsense, though. From the outside looking in, it takes you so long to figure out all the terminology and things like that.
Unless you
coming
know
to comics.
someone who's really into comics, it's really hard to get into comics.
I know, and
It really is.
part of what I try to do is make it easy for people.
Your
it's a
series
big
is
issue.
really good over on OuterLives.net.
Well, I do that, but
And Tumblr.
I do reading lists and stuff, because a normal person who goes, oh, I fancy reading some Captain America, and buys the first few volumes of Brubaker's run, won't realise that it then ties into a couple of events as it goes along, and when those events need to be read at the same, like in parallel, and it's not that fucking easy. So you have to Google for reading lists all the time and find ways to break in. We don't. It's really, we want new readers, but we don't give them easy jumping on points. We don't make the job simple. So
This is what Marvel and DC should be doing. This. You want readers to come in and stay with you. You give them one book, Beginner's Guide to Hawkeye, So you chuck in some of the Kate Bishop books on their own from the new run. You chuck in some of Hawkeye's Matt Fraction stuff. You chuck in bits and bobs, some of the Avengers stuff that he rocks up in, and at the end of each issue, you put in to read more from this. This is what you're looking for, and this is basically a list of search keywords, or go to your comic book shop and ask for these specific things. Because if you say to a layperson, "Oh, you're going to want to read Fraction's Hawkeye run," they'll go, "Who the what now?
Yeah.
What's a fraction? What's a run? What is the title? Is there a barcode? Can I get it all in one?" All these things which people don't know, and this is what Marvel and DC need to be doing to get people reading, rather than trying to say, "Oh well, let's restart this. Let's stick on. We've got Justice League coming out. We've just had Suicide Squad. Let's put them together and make them fight."
Well, on the other side of the retail market, we've got digital, and Comixology are probably better than Marvel and DC combined at capitalising on movie interest, because all they do is go 99-cent sale on Doctor Strange, get 100 odd issues at 60p or whatever it is for us each, and it gives them, all they need to do then is get their tablet, which everyone's fucking got, and load in the app and just buy the first issue. The first issue is often free. Try that. Do you like it? Get more. Do you not like it? Find something else. And I suppose that we don't get a lot of digital figures. I don't know why they're so fucking secretive about it. I think it's just
because it's probably a lot more.
I think it's so that the shop owners don't have an aneurysm, and because they will realise how much business is going elsewhere. But that's probably where the best place to capitalise is, because it's like risk free a lot of the time. You can just have a try. Marvel Comics Unlimited has got a free trial where you get a month or sometimes 3 months for free, and you can just blast through like hundreds of issues, get a feel for what you like, and take it from there.
I think there's. I know we've segued well away from solicitations by now,
right.
but
we were talking about those.
I think until they sort out their solicitations in particular, and rather than focusing on capitalising, focus on good story. Everyone knows a good product keeps people coming back for more.
Definitely true.
I mean, the solicits are like written. They were kind of written for store owners in the first place, so that they would pre-order books. But nowadays, they need to start gearing them up towards the mainstream, or just release like a catalogue of like, this is what you've got to look forward to.
I've said to you within the last couple of weeks, do you know anywhere where I can get this previews magazine? Because previews I used to get for free, Marvel previews.
Yeah.
And if this was available as a PDF or on Comixology or on the Marvel app, and you rock up at the start of each month or whatever date, and you go, I want to see what's coming up in 3 months' time. You press the button, and then there's these amazing pages with cover art and things like that, and you're reading through, and you're reading all these same blurbs that we're reading here, rather than having to read it as a list or having to hunt around the web and create your own listings. Stick a checklist at the back of it with release dates, or projected release dates at least.
Yeah, the way they don't they don't bundle them in any kind of. The solicits are just like someone has thrown them all up on a page, and if they put a bit of production into it and grouped like titles together and explained a bit more about what these books are, then you'd be able to aim at the end user and get them interested. But you have to have some knowledge to go in and understand what it is you're fucking reading with the way they are now.
I think it's got to be. I think it all comes down to being user friendly.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to communicate as much with the likes of you, Stuart, and me. Two different ends of the spectrum. Oh, and my wife, who's never read a book in her life.
Yeah.
And so you give someone a Golden Age book, and they go, "Well, I'm not looking at this because what the hell is that?"
Yeah.
And then similarly, you give them maybe that Civil War issue we're looking at today. Completely different. They could well be two completely different pieces of work, of different formats entirely. And this is it's left to fans on a Tumblr or on a WordPress to put together these sort of lists, and the real people in the real places to do it are at Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any final
There we
words
go.
on it, Scott?
Just
Anything
make
about
it
Squirrel
right.
Girl?
I mean, Squirrel Girl's amazing, and we should all praise Squirrel Girl and hope
Praise
Anna
Squirrel
Kendrick becomes
Girl.
Squirrel Girl at some point, and then that just opens a whole new set of fantasies that I don't even know if I want to explore.
You're going to dream well tonight.
And on that note,
I mean, can we just acknowledge the fact that Squirrel Girl's got up to issue 15? Which,
yeah,
Is this the
I mean,
landmark we should celebrate?
well, if you say to any other person, you could go, oh, Captain America's got up to issue 60. All right, okay.
right,
The unbeatable Squirrel Girl. The what?
yeah,
This person is a squirrel? I think it's quite impressive that it's got enough people reading.
exactly.
Alright,
I think
You
it's
should
good.
read it, is what we're saying.
okay.
You should read it. You should definitely read it.
Alright. I'll do that just as soon as I watch Arrow and
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Supergirl.
So that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Well,
Speaking of arrows,
another
Helping
video
you out,
only segment from Scott there. Shall we finish up?
let's do it.
Alright, that's everything anyway. Thanks for listening or watching and enjoying Scott's body language. If you enjoy this sort of thing, just show us somehow. Give us a thumb or one of them ratings or reviews or whatever it is that you do on podcast services or whatever it is on YouTube where you can comment if you think we're shit. I don't care, put what you want. Send us the abuse directly. Alex is at TellyAlex. Scott is at Scott Sedman 94, and I am Kirkman. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
As always.
I'll see you all. Hopefully, in fact, before we sign off, Hawkeye.
That's the segue I was going
That's
for.
the arrows. Speaking of arrows.
Sorry,
Arrows!
I didn't realise. You should have just put it in. I thought you were just wanting to do some pointing at the camera. I'd never know you. Hawkeye by Matt Fraction and David Archer and also Annie Wu. 22 issues of awesomeness available in Omnibus, 2 oversized hardcovers, 4 trade paperbacks, or Comixology or Marvel Comics Unlimited. Pick your fucking poison. Get it bought, get it read. Next time we record, which will probably be in less than a week,
Yeah.
we will be talking all about it.